The Leviathan spirit switched up my emotions and thoughts that every time my husband spoke about it, my ears will burn. It would literally feel like fire in my heart every time we spoke about every time we spoke about intimacy in our marriage and how we can grow and how we can be better. I would get so angry and frustrated and hatred, and I would tell him, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone. And I would be mad at him for days just for talking about intimacy and how we can do it better, how we can be. And after that, I would sit down and ask myself, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just love him the way I'm supposed to? Why can't I just give him what he needs? He gives me what I need. Why can't it just seem so easy? And God got to
Almighty One, I just don't have enough words to give you the praise you deserve. It's about that time.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Deliverance Vlog Day 2, I believe. Either day 2 or day 3. I'm going for day 2, you guys. So today, you guys, we are talking about a ugly spirit and how this spirit really affected my intimacy within my marriage. And you guys is going to watch me. We're going to talk about this while I fold clothes, because recently God is in a process of moving to a new location soon. So make sure you guys stay tuned for things like that. But today we are talking about the spirit of Leviathan. You guys, this spirit is the most ugliest spirit that I have experienced in years, and I had no clue what it was. I had no idea what I was dealing with. I didn't even know it was a demonic spirit pushing me to react and have emotions the way I did inside of my intimate life with my husband. So let's get into it, you guys. So you guys, me and my husband been married for about, I say 8 years, about 8 years in now. And I tell you guys, it's been a journey. I know we got years to go, but it have been a journey of this marriage. But it's been a journey of healing and deliverance in a stage that I never thought I can get to. But what this spirit of Leviathan did, it got into my emotions, you guys. I'm going to be raw and honest. Some people don't want to be raw and honest. I'm going to be honest, you guys. I didn't even want to get this deep because I'm like, I don't want people to shame me. I don't want to feel embarrassed. But God is like, people need to see the rawness of demonic forces and what they do to you and how they lead you to do crazy things, right? So me and my husband discussed the video today, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to dig that far. He's like, you have to, because people need to see the realness of these demonic spirits. And disclaimer, if you do not believe that you can have demonic spirits or demonic seeds in your head as a Christian, you should not even be watching this video. Hopefully this plant a seed that you can be, I'm not going to say possessed, but you can have certain demonic actions or demonic forces that could be in your head, pushing you to do negative things while you are a believer. But that's just what I wanted to put out there. But we're going to dig deep into this story. So you guys, I'm going to talk about the emotions first. The emotions of this Leviathan, they were up and down like crazy inside of my intimacy. Like the things I was supposed to feel that was supposed to be loving and friendly and joyful, I felt evil. I felt negativity. I felt irritation. I felt frustration. So I'm going to tell you guys this one time. My husband was trying to be intimate with me that day. And I would just get so cringed out. It'd be to the point, you guys, where he will kiss me and I will gag down there. Like I will just feel like I'm finna throw up. That's how bad the Leviathan had my reaction and emotions, right? And it was another time where we was finna be intimate, and he grabbed my hand and he gave me a hug and he kissed me on my cheek, and I would just push him off of me because my body would get so cringed out. It would feel like it's so many spiders or bugs crawling on my skin every time he will try to be intimate in a loving and gentle way. And Leviathan, I'm gonna tell you guys about this Leviathan spirit. It switches up the thoughts and emotions of something loving and gentle, my husband would say something to me that was loving and gentle, and I would get offended because how I would process it in my brain. And it got so bad, you guys, one time we were talking about our intimate life and how we can do better and be better. And when I say the Leviathan spirit switched up my emotions and thoughts, that every time my husband spoke about it, my ears were burned. It would literally feel like fire in my heart every time we spoke about every time we spoke about intimacy in our marriage and how we can grow and how we can be better. I would get so angry and frustrated and hatred, and I would tell him, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone. And I would be mad at him for days just for talking about intimacy and how we can do it better, how we can be better, how we can do different things. And it would just destroy my whole mood and day. And this ain't just for one day. This is like for 2, 3, 4 days I'm in this same mood. And it got so bad at some point, man, my husband would fight so bad. And he would have to literally fight this Leviathan out of me and apply pressure, because if he don't fight this Leviathan, I will be stuck in that mood for days. And sometimes it can go up to weeks and months. So it'd be times where we're arguing so bad because he's like, you need to get it together. The argument is over. And the intimacy got so bad, you guys, we will go months without doing it sometimes because of how I would feel every time he touched me, how I would feel every time he kissed me, how I would feel every time he got close to me, my body would cringe out. My thoughts will run and it will wander, and it will be very bad thoughts though. Like, it would be times where the Leviathan spirit will speak to me. One thing about this spirit, you guys, that the Leviathan does speak, it spoke to me all the time. And it sounds like me, so I had no clue who I was speaking to. But I thought I was talking to myself because they're my own thoughts, not knowing that the enemy can speak into your thoughts and you can follow those thoughts if you don't know what you're doing. And there was times where I did not know I was doing. So it'd be times where I would want to put on a certain outfit, but he would be like, no, don't put on that outfit, because all he gonna want to do is have intimate with you that day. And then I'll be like, no, you're right, let's not put on that outfit. And then it would be like, I'll put on something more slouchy or something more uglier, or the attention is not there. And then it got to a point where my husband would be like, why do you do that? Why do you put on this instead of this? And I'd be like, because I don't want to do it with you. I don't want to be under you. I don't want to do all that. I don't put it on because you seem so thirsty, which was such a bad way to say it and a bad thought to say it, because that's how I was feeling with the emotions that I was given by the Leviathan. And like a couple months ago, you guys, God was revealing what the Leviathan spirit was doing to me. And I had no clue what this Leviathan spirit was doing. So it'd be times where me and my husband would argue so bad. We would fight, we would clown, we would curse, we would just hate each other. And after that, I would sit down and ask myself, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just love him the way I'm supposed to? Why can't I just give him what he needs? He gives me what I need. Why can't it just seems so easy? And God got to a point, I asked God, I said, what is this? And he said, you're dealing with a spirit, a Leviathan spirit. And he's giving you these emotions when it comes to your intimacy within your marriage. He's giving you these negative emotions of hatred, of anger, jealousy, pride. He's giving you these emotions that's affecting your intimacy. And I had no clue how important intimacy was. So I will fight it all the time. But once I gave in to intimacy with my husband, my day was so much better. I didn't hear the negative thoughts. I didn't hear the evil thoughts. I didn't do the evil actions. I was just doing things out of love. And I had no idea what I was dealing with in a way of intimacy is important. And that thing took away my intimacy for a very long time. I've been dealing with this Leviathan spirit since I was a young girl, and it got inside of my marriage once I got married. It got in my marriage, and it made my marriage feel like a living hell in it. And it made me feel like I got suicidal at some point. It was this one time, you guys, me and my husband was going to be intimate, and I cried. I would scream. I would yell. I wouldn't want him to touch me. And I cried, and I hear the Leviathan thoughts, and he's saying, you might as well kill yourself. You might as well hang yourself, because it's never gonna work. It's never gonna happen. He's just always horny for you. And I'm like, why is these thoughts here? Why do I feel this way? Why can't I just do what God is requiring me to do? And God is like, he was like, because you are dealing with a spirit that is causing you to think the way that it wants you to think, and not think the way I want the spirit within you to think. So I was like, well, how do I get rid of it? So I had to dig farther into my life, and that's going to be a next series about how God actually delivered me from it, how I had to go back in my past, because it's about the legal ground with these spirits. It's about, how did the spirit come within you? It could have been through defilements. It could have been through anger. It could have been through abandonment. It could have been heartbreak. One thing God revealed to me, that the Leviathan come through is a heartbreak. He come through when you have a broken hearted. Yeah, so I was dealing with that Leviathan spirit. And to this day, you guys, I'm not perfect. I don't want to jump on this video to make it seem like I'm the most perfect person ever. No, I am not perfect. I still work on this spirit. And yes, he still tries to come every now and then. But the one tricky thing that I know about this Leviathan spirit, he is a spirit that switches up the true emotions. So I'm feeling a certain emotion, and it's not a good emotion, I know he's trying to enter inside of my brain again. Yes, spirits do come back when the house is clean, because they want to go back to that place that they were before. And I'm gonna leave a Bible scripture that relates directly to that, how they come back and how they can come back and why they want to come back. And of course, they want to come back to get you so you can keep doing their will and not God's will. But I do struggle with it sometimes. I'm not perfect. I still have to rebuke and cast out, and I have to make sure that I don't feed the negative spirit. One thing God showed me and my husband was revealing to me is that do not feed the spirit you got delivered from. So don't fall into the anger. Don't fall into the depression. Don't fall into the feeling like intimacy is evil. You guys, it was so bad that every time my husband would ask me for intimacy, all I seen was bad. I never thought intimacy was good. I never thought intimacy was a good thing. I always thought intimacy was a bad thing. And I never understood why I couldn't do it. I will cry out to God sometimes and ask him, why can't I just be the person you're calling me to be? Why can't I just satisfy my husband? Why can't I just love him? And like I told you guys before, he revealed to me that you have a demonic force that's within you that you have to allow me to remove from you. And I had no clue what I was dealing with, you guys, but I'm not perfect. I still have to cast out and rebuke. I still have to walk this journey with a positive mindset. And one thing I want to let you guys know, that you can't do it without the Holy Spirit. I still have to remember what the Spirit tells me to do, how he leads me through it, and understand that you stay on track with this journey. So this is the end of this video. If you are struggling with this Leviathan spirit, make sure you leave a comment. With the Leviathan spirit, I'm going to give you one clue, not a clue, but one thing of giving you is that the Leviathan spirit comes with emotions. One thing the Leviathan carries is emotions. A lot of people talk about the Leviathan carry narcissism and pride, but they don't talk about how he carries your emotions. So if you are a wife, or if you're a friend, but mostly this is for a wife edition. If you are a wife and you're dealing with this Leviathan, no matter if it's in your intimacy, it's in your finance, whatever it is for you, your emotions will be everywhere. You will feel like your emotions is everywhere. Everything your husband could possibly say is switched up differently. You hear it differently. You feel it differently. Your emotions against your spouse is just disgusting. Probably every time he speaks to you, every time he talks to you, and you ask yourself, why do I feel this way about him? Because I love him. He loves me. He treats me well. But why do I feel this way? It's because that Leviathan could be switching up your emotions and your words to get into your head. He twists it. Something that's supposed to be good it feels bad to you. Something that's supposed to be loving, it feels bad to you. Everything that was loving, I was supposed to feel love out of, I was feeling negative energy out of, I was feeling negative emotions from. So that's how he works. He switches it up real bad and make you feel different type of emotions and nerves, cringes, and everything. He switches up the good and turn it into the bad. So make sure you guys stay in tune for the next Deliverance vlog. I thank you guys for watching this video this long. I have no clue how long it is. I'm gonna try to shorten it, but make sure you leave a comment, make sure you share this video, and I see you guys later.
Me